Over the next week or so, we're going to be taking a look into every Power 5 conference, maybe even some Group of 5 conferences if we have enough time. For each conference, I'm going to be picking the best player from every team in that respective conference. Today, we're going to be starting out with the Conference of Champions, the Pac-12. Before we get to today's video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are that you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. Also, make sure to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. We'll start out with USC and their brand new quarterback, Caillou Williams. After a breakout season with Oklahoma, he transferred to USC to reunite with his former head coach, Lincoln Riley. In 2021, Williams threw for just under 2,000 yards with 21 passing touchdowns. Both of those set Oklahoma true freshman records. He also added nearly 500 yards on the ground with 6 rushing touchdowns. He was a 2021 True Freshman All-American by ESPN and 24/7 Sports. He was also a 2021 semifinalist for the Walter Camp Player of the Year Award and the Davey O'Brien National Quarterback of the Year Award. He made the 2021 AP Big 12 second team and was an honorable mention by the league's coaches. Caillou Williams enters the 2022 season as one of the Heisman favorites and viewed as one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. Up next is Utah, whose best player is running back TaVon Thomas. After spending a few years at Cincinnati and a community college, Thomas really broke out for the Utes in 2021. He rushed for over 1,000 yards and had 21 rushing touchdowns, the third most in the entire country. The crazy thing is, he put up those numbers where he had a 3-game stretch early in the season with only 9 carries. He was arguably the best running back in the Pac-12 and was named All-Conference First Team. In Pac-12 games, he led the league in touchdowns and was also second in rushing yards per game. Thomas had a rushing touchdown in his final 9 games and had 15 rushing touchdowns over his final 6 games. In back-to-back weeks, he rushed for 160 plus yards with 4 rushing touchdowns. He had 5 games with at least 100 rushing yards and had 6 games with at least 2 rushing touchdowns. We'll turn things over to defense as Oregon's best player is linebacker Noah Sewell. He jumped onto the scene in 2020 and established himself as one of the best defensive players in the entire conference. During the COVID-shortened season, Sewell was named the coach's Pac-12 Freshman Defensive Player of the Year. In addition to that, he was on essentially every freshman All-American team possible. He followed up that campaign with an even better 2021 season. He was named to the coach's Pac-12 All-Conference First Team and was a semifinalist for the Butkus Award. He led the Ducks with 114 tackles and was second on the team with 8.5 tackles for loss and 4 sacks. He had 6 games with at least 10 tackles while posting a pass rushing grade of 89.7 by Pro Football Focus, the 11th best in the entire nation. We'll stay on defense with Arizona State's Merlin Robertson. First, finding a player was tough for ASU considering how much talent they've lost this offseason. He was named as an honorable mention linebacker by the Pac-12 Conference. Robertson finished the 2021 season with 64 tackles. He was tied for the team lead with 3 interceptions, one of which was returned for a touchdown. Among Pac-12 linebackers with 400 plus snaps in their career, Robertson was the 6th highest graded one with a rating of 65.9. He has only 24 missed tackles throughout his 4-year career, which is tied for the 16th fewest of all time. We'll switch back to offense as Dorian Thompson Robinson is UCLA's best player. It was a wild offseason for him. First, it looked like Dillon Gabriel was going to be the new starting quarterback for the Bruins. After he transferred to Oklahoma, DTR announced that he was returning to UCLA. He finished the 2021 season number 1 in the Pac-12 in passing efficiency, passing yards per completion, passing yards per attempt, points responsible for, total offense, and total touchdowns. His 21 passing touchdowns were the second most in the entire Pac-12. Dorian Thompson Robinson was named to the AP's first team All-Pac-12 team and was selected second team All-Pac-12 by the league's coaches. We'll stay on offense with a brand new position as Washington's best player is offensive lineman Jackson Kirkland. Tough to really provide you with many stats, but he was named to the All-Pac-12 first team last season. He was also a first teamer in 2020 as well. Originally, Kirkland was set to enter the 2022 NFL Draft, but due to his ankle injury from the end of last year, he removed his name from the draft and went back to the Huskies. Kirkland moved to left tackle after he started 25 games at right tackle during his first 2 seasons. He redshirted all the way back in 2017, so Kirkland is going to be returning for his 6th season at Washington. We'll go over on to Stanford as the honor goes to cornerback Caillou Kelly. He was named to the All Pac-12 second team by the coaches. In 11 games last season, he finished 6th on the team with 58 tackles. He led the Pac-12 and ranked 20th in the country with 12 passes defended. He had 10 deflections and 2 interceptions. His best game of the season came on the road at USC. He scored his first touchdown on a 30-yard interception, while breaking up 4 passes and making 7 tackles. Entering 2022, Caillou Blue Kelly is arguably the best cornerback in the entire conference. For the first time on this list, we have a transfer, as wide receiver Jacob Cowing is the best player on the Wildcats entering his first year. He transferred over from UTEP, where he had a pretty prolific career. Cowing led the Miners in receiving yards all 3 seasons he was there, including a 2021 season in which he finished with 69 receptions for over 1,300 yards and 7 touchdowns. He was named First Team All-Conference USA in 2021. His 1,300 receiving yards were the 9th most in the country last season. During his career at UTEP, he caught 141 passes for 2,600 yards and 13 touchdowns. Another name in consideration was another transfer, quarterback Jaden DeLora. But Cowing is going to be his #1 weapon and could put up some of the best receiving numbers in the conference this year. Up next is Oregon State, whose honor goes to inside linebacker Omar Speights. He was a Pac-12 honorable mention freshman defensive player of the year in 2019. Then, in 2020, he was named to the coach's All Pac-12 honorable mentions list. He was a Pac-12 honorable mention once again in 2021. Last season, he started all 13 games for the Beavers. He posted 89 tackles with 5 tackles for loss, half a sack, and 2 interceptions. Throughout his 3-year career with the Beavers, he's racked up 225 career tackles with 17 tackles for loss and 5.5 sacks. Also, he has 3 interceptions, 3 pass deflections, and a fumble recovery. We'll head to Washington State, where the best player is edge rusher Ron Stone Jr. He was named to the 2021 All Pac-12 first team. For the year, he totaled 64 tackles with 11.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and a block kick. He was rated the 4th best Pac-12 player in run defense according to Pro Football Focus. He was 5th in the conference in tackles for loss and was 8th in sacks. Stone Jr. was also tied for 4th in the Pac-12 with a team-high 38 pressures. We'll turn to Cal, whose safety Daniel Scott gets the honor. Scott earned first-team All-Pac-12 honors from Pro Football Focus and was Pro Football Focus's 2nd highest-rated safety in the entire conference. He started all 12 games last season and recorded career highs in nearly every category. He racked up 82 tackles with 4.5 tackles for loss, with 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 3 interceptions, 2 quarterback hurries, and 2 pass breakups. Scott led the team in tackles, while his 7 tackles per game were top 10 in the entire conference. We'll wrap up this video with Colorado. Now, this was the hardest team out of all 12, as they didn't really have many great players. All the good ones from 2021 are no longer with the program. So, you know what? We're going to show a kicker some love and say it's Cole Becker. As a freshman in 2021, he was a perfect 25 of 25 on PATs. He was 14 of 20 on field goals, but was 2nd in the conference in made field goals. He had 6 games with at least 2 made field goals. From 50-plus yards, Becker went 3 of 4 with a season high of 56 yards. He went 5 of 6 from 30 to 39 yards as well. For some reason, his struggles came between 40 yards as he went 2 for 6. Either way, I had to show some love for a kicker because kickers are players too. Well, that wraps it up for today's video. Was there a player who I should have had for their respective team? Whoever should have been on this list, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you guys leave, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you love college football, then this is definitely the place for you. Also, make sure to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.